read a lot of the material now out of Saudi Arabia, and Mohammed bin Salman is saying we need a resolution on a Palestinian state. And I don't necessarily recall several years ago, pre-October 7th, as that being a demand that he had necessarily stated publicly. Do you think his position has changed, or do you think the way he has expressed himself has that?
Donald Trump's administration is ripping up the Constitution. Donald Trump's administration is attacking our fundamental freedoms. But Donald Trump's administration is also just embarrassing us. We have an idiotic president who consistently humiliates himself and the rest of the country on the world stage. And that is exactly what we saw out of a very sleepy and feeble Donald Trump in a speech today, when not only what he said was weird and humiliating to our entire country, but the way he closed his speech just goes to show how out of touch and idiotic he was. It clearly was disturbing to the crowd. We're going to get into it all. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really does mean a lot to me. Now, of course, the end of this speech is what was so shockingly stupid, but the meat of it, which there wasn't a lot of, was also pretty strange. And it started like this from Trump.
We're doing what a lot of smart people would do, and we're not necessarily being politically correct. You saw what we did yesterday with healthcare. We've cut our healthcare by 50 to 90%. You're going to see drugs and pharmaceuticals come down at numbers that nobody has ever seen. And drugs, pharmaceuticals, we think will be dropping. And it will be a redistribution of costs with other nations, which really took advantage of a very nice group of people that ran our country.
We're not doing the politically correct thing on healthcare. I think of myself as someone who is pretty good at doing the Trump translation, but I'm unsure of even what that means. And I hate this idea that Donald Trump gets to introduce some little shiny object to distract MAGA, and really the mainstream media is the biggest problem, while he actually got something real and important distraction over there. Meaningful cut here, and it's cuts to Medicaid that Donald Trump is using to pay for a budget that not only raises the deficit, but makes everyone in America's life worse. And now he's saying what he's going to lower prescription drug prices in a way that's not actually feasible, doesn't seem legal, and that he doesn't actually want to. If Donald Trump wanted to lower prescription drug prices, he wouldn't have overturned actions of the Biden administration to make sure prescription drug prices are lower. It's all a lie. It always is. And he's just too stupid to understand. Like when he talks about tariffs right here.
Never seen before. There's never been anything like it. And we let other people tariff us into losing a lot of money and a lot of jobs. And now we're tariffing them. And it's at a level that nobody's seen. It's a level that is making us a very much different country and a very different Republican Party. We won a tremendous victory in November. We won all 7 swing states, the popular vote by millions and millions of votes. The Electoral College, we won by 312 to 226. Remember, they said,
even when he is saying his favorite word, it's my favorite word in the world, with tariffs, he's just so sleepy. We watched in the last video that I just put out, Donald Trump like coming and jolting in and out of a little nap that he was taking during his meeting this morning. He's very clearly tired up on stage. Do you know what? Maybe he's not tired. Maybe that's just how he is at at this point. Maybe Donald Trump is just a feeble-minded man at this point as he gets older, as he's in clear cognitive decline. And this is the state that we should always expect to see him in. And this is the state that we should talk about him again. As I always return to this, is a man who has consolidated more power in the executive branch than any other president in history. Now they're talking about, getting rid of habeas corpus. Like, this is someone who has no brain function, and our entire country is run on the whims of just go in and out of his mind, which is so scary, especially in the context of what Trump just said right here.
For their sins, they loved using our very powerful military, and now it's really the most powerful it's ever been. We just are getting a budget approved, $1 trillion, highest budget we've ever had in history for military, $1 trillion. And we're getting the greatest missiles, the greatest weapons. And, I hate to do it, but you have to do it because we believe in peace through strength. You have to.
What do you mean you hate to spend more? You hate to build? I don't even know what he's trying to say. Is he trying to say that he thinks military spending is wasteful? Which, of course, there is a great argument for that. The Pentagon continues to fail all of its audits, but you've put an idiot in charge of the Pentagon. So don't you like spending lots of money on it? I don't know. Again, this is also scary in the context that every decision made in our country is really just on a whim of Donald Trump, and that his brain is broken and no one around him will say no. And that refusal to say no to Donald Trump is what led to this moment, which probably disturbed most people in the crowd, because when Donald Trump is finished with his speech, what did he decide to play? What did he decide to play?
So, Mohammed, I want to thank you again very much for having me. And as a representative of what I think is the greatest nation in the world, we are with you all the way, and you have a tremendous future. Thank you very much. And please pay my respects to your father. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, in Saudi Arabia, a state that is oppressive, that persecutes LGBTQIA plus people, Donald Trump is playing famous gay anthem, YMCA, blasting it. Again, this is just embarrassing. And also that he's talking about how much he loves the government of Qatar, how much he loves the Saudi Arabia, how we need to defend them, that this is now our new ally. Our favorite people are what, Saudis, Russia? What are we doing? And these are our new buddies. It's like we're voting in the UN with Russia and North Korea and Hungary. Oh my God, that was embarrassing. You're playing YMCA. Oh gosh. But this is just what they do, like that. So I can't even wrap my head around how stupid this administration is, that is all it is. In the moments, they're not stupid, though they're trying to scare us. And we've seen a lot of that, of course, with the threats against members of Congress, which Hakeem Jeffries addressed right here. And I want to talk about what he had to say.
Your statement the other day after there was this incident in Newark, you said they better not touch our members.
Correct.
What happens if they were to go and arrest these members, or if they would try to sanction them here in the House of Representatives?
They'll find out.
What would you do?
They'll find out.
What recourse? But doesn't that broach a...
They'll find out.
Doesn't that go across...
That's a red line.
What's the red line, though? I know we have this...
It's a red line. It's very clear. First of all, I think that the so-called Homeland Security spokesperson is a joke. It's a joke. They know better than to go down that road, and it's been made loudly and abundantly clear to the Trump administration. We're not going to be intimidated by their tactics to try to force principled opposition from not standing up to their extremism. It hasn't happened during the entirety of this failed term. It didn't happen when Donald Trump temporarily was sitting high in the immediate aftermath of the election. Do you think it's going to happen now, when he's the most unpopular president in American history after his first 100 days? Give me a break. No one's intimidated by this dude. No one. And so there are clear lines that they just dare not cross.
Now, I understand that this is a moment like one we've ever seen before, but I'm going to need a little bit more than it's definitely a red line from Jeff that is like they'll find out. I know that there's only so much you can say, but say more. Like, please. They arrest members of Congress. We're going to need more than a strongly worded letter saying that it's a red line. We're going to need some real fight, some real pushback. And I know leader Jeff gave some of it there, but we need more. This is a 5-alarm fire, and that's how AOC is clearly treating it right here.
I was appointed to this committee, so I have front row center seats to what is going on. And that's why I'm telling you about it right now. Many of the Republicans on the Energy and Commerce Committee that have to vote to proceed on these cuts are from swing districts. Okay? That means we have an opportunity. Everyone on this is not a committee where everyone is in a Republican plus 30 seat. There are people that are in, there's something known as a Cook report score, which is basically like the margin of victory. There are 2 Republicans that are in dead even seats, R+0. There are, I think, about 5 Republicans that have a less than 5-point margin on their Cook score. And I think there's about 12 that are less than 10. That means we have an opportunity here. And that means the time is now to be blowing up the phones of the Republican members on this committee in the next 72 hours, okay? Within the next 72 hours. Making sure that means, and maybe a little bit longer than that, because that means we can be, and even though it's the weekend, you can leave a voicemail today, you can leave one tomorrow, you can have your nice Mother's Day brunch, and then after that, make your phone call, or you can make it on Monday and Tuesday.
That's the way that we need to be speaking and speaking up all of the time too. So hopefully some elected Democrats who can learn from AOC, we're certainly going to be playing her message every single day because I need it myself, and we're going to be talking about it on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like this video, and if you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Until next time, I'll see you soon.